Hi guys, welcome back, and if it's your first time here, my name's Vanessa Lee. Hello. So I want to start the video actually by just saying a big thank you to all my new subscribers. I can't believe how quickly this channel is growing, and thank you so much. And if you are returning, I do actually know that looking at my analytics that 65% of my returning viewers have not subscribed yet. Please go ahead and do that. Okay, so that is out of the way. Let's talk anthuriums. Oh my gosh. So my collection of anthuriums has suddenly grown like substantially because this year for my birthday, I decided that I was going to buy some anthuriums. I actually bought tickets. I actually got tickets for the rare plants market, and so I bought quite a few plants there. There is a video actually, I think it's rare plants unboxing, something like that. I'll leave the correct name up there or there, you know. Yeah, so check that out. But yeah, let's get into this video, which is my growing anthurium collection. I'm going to spin the camera around so that you can see where they are living, and I'll just talk you through like a bit of their story, a little background story on each one of them. So I'm going to start on this side of the room, and there's actually only one anthurium on this side, and this is my Anthurium clarinervium. It's one of the first anthuriums I bought, and oh my gosh, I found this plant. I've actually had this plant for 1 year and 5 months, or maybe 1.5 years by now actually. And I bought this one from a shop called Boma, which I go to quite frequently. I actually haven't been there in a while, but I found this plant. She was kind of completely growing out of her pot and leaning to one side, but I know, she just spoke to me. So I did rescue this plant. This was a bit of a rescue plant. It didn't have any pests or anything like that, but she just needed a repot, so I got her a really good price. And yeah, she came in soil, and she is now in pon. The roots are very, very chunky, and the leaves are really a beautiful, beautiful size. I'm absolutely in love with this plant actually. She's been a little bit difficult. Well, yeah, I found it quite difficult finding the right space for her because, you know, she's completely 360 at the moment. This is the latest leaf. I did go through a hardcore thrips and spider mite infestation both at the same time, so she does seem to have a little bit of damage, and you can see there also, but she's holding on. And I mean all of these plants have been sprayed with a pesticide, so they're good for winter. I think I've got everything under control. And the leaves are really, they're so suede-like. I think they're quite suede-y. I don't know if you can actually see that there is kind of almost a matteness, and yeah, the veination is really prominent. I mean, I love it for those reasons, and the earlobes overlapping are just so adorable. But like a super hardy plant. I mean, the leaf itself is really thick. I don't know if you can really tell. And I mean, what I've been kind of struggling with the watering. And I think, well, I know, I've been told by several of you guys, thank you for your advice and tips and stuff about this particular plant, or in fact quite a few of my plants. But yeah, I've been getting this kind of patchiness at the back, and apparently that's because of watering, not getting it on time, or I am kind of thinking I might put this one back into soil, to be honest. I did say that I would kind of just see how things went this summer. Things haven't actually got much better, so this one I think I might repot. Let's have a look. So yeah, I've been kind of experiencing a new leaf and then one dying, and you can clearly see that this one is on its way out. This is definitely the eldest. This plant always seems to just have the five leaves. You can see this one is just perfect. There's just nothing on this leaf. And this one, cute. Such a pretty plant, and I do very little with it. I probably should give it more attention. But that's the first one. So on this side of the room, I have the majority of my anthuriums, and I'm going to go straight to the next plant that I've had the longest. This one I've had maybe just over a year. It's a dorayaki, also bought from Boma, and she was tiny when I first purchased this plant. I'll put a photo actually on the side so that you can kind of see where we've come, how far we've come. She's in luxurians actually, and those roots tell me that she's loving it. We were going through a bit of a spell of getting a new leaf and one dying, but that has seemed to have stopped, or at least slowed down. It looks quite nice actually from the top. The leaf is also like quite tough and has like a suedeness about it. It's really thick. Yeah, they're really thick leaves, and the stem on this plant is completely green. Oh, look, you can see some nodes there. Great. So we've got some more roots coming pretty soon. Don't see any new leaves coming, but this little leaf here is actually, let me see if I can spin it around. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm trying not to bang into the other plants. But yeah, you can see it's like a little offshoot. Just there. So there's actually two little plants. Well, I could chop the plant and make it into two. I'm not going to do that. Oh my gosh, I'm just pleased that she's got more than 3 leaves. So she'll stay quite happily like that. And yeah, she's finally getting a bit of a size to her. Still kind of struggling with humidity, or I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting those crispy edges, yellowing edges. But I'm really hoping that she'll calm down. She's probably been in the pond for maybe 3 months, so it's still early days. But so far, so good. Yay! Yeah, I'm really happy. When I bought this plant, it was a time where, I don't know, anthuriums were quite expensive. And so I bought this seedling at the same kind of price you could get a really, well, maybe a more mature one is the best way of putting it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So I'm going to actually do these crystallinums next, which I bought together, both from Grow Tropicals. And I bought them just over 3 months ago. So this one here is the Crystallinum Super Silver, and this was the first leaf that grew in my care. Can you actually believe that? Both plants came in soil, which I changed, and I used Great White. So the leaf that it came with, the largest of its leaves, I think it came with about 4 leaves, and I've probably lost 1. But this was it, and I was just like, wow, that is gorgeous. I'll try and get some more light onto it. Here we go. She's looking quite dark today, but you can see that silveriness. It's really, really gorgeous. The leaf isn't quite as thick as the clarinervium. And of course, we've got more of a teardrop heart leaf, heart shape. And I'm really loving that. This margin is like quite risen, and I can actually feel that it's risen on the back as well. It has slightly more of a suedeness feeling about it as well, which is lovely. There's a little leaf that she came with. She also came with this one, little baby, and I think I may have lost one. Anyway, this was the first one that grew in my care, and that happened very quickly within the first month of owning the plant. And then recently, this one popped out, and oh my gosh, it has sized up quite substantially. I am noticing a bit of a mark here, and I'm not sure what that is. Hopefully it's just cosmetic when it was unfurling maybe, and not a pest. Please don't let it be a pest. But oh, I just love this burgundy colour. It is just stunning. So yeah, she's still quite soft, still sizing up. Now I was kind of wondering if she would get as big as this one, and I've got a feeling that she might. I mean, it's winter, and that really surprises me that she actually got to this size. I'm really I'm so proud. I just hope that she keeps on popping out these fabulous leaves. And I decided to put this one in a chunky aeroid mix. You can see the humidity, although the reservoir, oh, let me just say, this is in non-drainage. Also, lecker balls at the bottom for a reservoir, which is empty, but I watered this plant maybe 5 days ago, so I won't be doing that again for a couple of days now. You can see there's some nice humidity in there. Check out those roots, they're just nuts, so chunky. Now when I did do the repot, I decided to use great white. I just bought great white. I wanted to see what I could get out of this product, and I must say, from this leaf to this one, I feel that great white has something to do with that. No, I truly do believe that great white just made this plant really, really strong, and those roots just went, I mean, they're just crazy. Are you seeing this? They're so chunky. I mean, just gonna outgrow this pot pretty soon. Anyway, yeah, so that is my Crystallinum Super Silver. Let's move on to the next one, which is the Crystallinum Pink Edge. She came with this leaf, which is adorable. It looks a little yellow in that light for some reason. And this one, and I did lose one. Oopsie. And I did lose one. So she looks slightly different to the Super Silver. Then I repotted in exactly the same chunky aeroid mix, and I have put some lecker balls at the bottom, although this one is in a drainage pot. That's mainly because I just wanted to see what the difference would be having air at the bottom of the plant. I must say this one looks happier so far. And oh, both of them have a layer of sphagnum moss on the top. So yeah, again, I used great white and I got this fabulous leaf. I mean, compared to its largest that it came with, it has sized up, I would say 3 times bigger, which is great. And this leaf actually grew whilst it was in a humidity box as well. She's also looking very silvery. And you can definitely see a pink edge, although I must say my super silver also has a very pink edge. Can you see that? So we'll see, maybe as it gets bigger it will become more prominent. And then lately this leaf came out, so I mean it's still hardening off and it still has that kind of burgundy-ness about it, although it was not as burgundy as this one. Like it wasn't as red as this one, which is interesting. And I'm loving this like little wisp, like a little wisp at the bottom. Very pretty. This lighting is a bit shocking, isn't it? Let me just raise her up, ooh, so that you can see her better. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there she is. Pretty little girl. And growing quite happily in her substrate. So it will definitely keep you updated. I'm not sure if this leaf is actually going to get much bigger than what it is right now, but we will see. I'll keep you updated on that one. Okay, moving right along, we're going to go to this guy, which is a silver blush, an Anthurium silver blush with a new leaf, and it has suddenly started growing in a completely different way, which is interesting. Before it was kind of like the leaves were all facing upward, but this one has decided to grow differently, which is, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Let's just get her out for a moment. Whoops, look. Oh, so cute. Oh, isn't that the most adorable looking leaf? And this leaf really does reminds me of my clarinervium. I don't know, it's just that roundness, I guess. But yeah, she's quite hard, and like, look how cupped this leaf is. I mean, you would think this is a dorayaki, the way that it's growing. And I've got a feeling that with the silver blush, there may have been a batch where they got like mixed in with some dorayakis. And yeah, so I purposely bought this one because of its roundness. We do have a little bit of spider mite damage here. I think that's what that is. Let's have a look at the other side of the leaf. Don't see anything on the other side of the leaf though, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, the leaf is so thick. It's as thick as the clarinervium. It's really hardy. So I would imagine it is quite difficult for a pest to chew its way through. On the underside, so maybe just go straight on top. What is that? Oh my God, what is that? Just a bit of dust. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Yeah, so I bought this one from Little Dobbies, which is a shop here in the UK. Let's have a look at her stem. Really cute. Is that one coming? No, it's not. It's not. Don't get excited, girl. Yeah, I bought this one from Little Dobbies around the same time. So I've had this one about 3 months or so. And yeah, it's been really easy. It's in a chunky aeroid mix, no drainage, with some lacquer balls at the bottom. Can't really see a lot of the roots. I don't think I used great white on this one. I can't actually remember. I definitely did like a repot of all my new plants I'll put the title of the video up in the corner so that you can check that out. Because I actually can't remember if I used great white on that, if you're interested. Anyways, let's move on. That is my, oh my gosh, silver blush. Yeah. Right. So the next batch of plants I'm going to be showing you are all from the same place. They all came from the rare plant market. And yeah, the seller was a planty house. I may as well show you this one because I've got to slip her in the middle of this video so that hopefully you'll forget that she ever existed. This leaf, the worst looking one, was actually really soft, and it had just unfurled, I would imagine, because of how soft it was. And yeah, this one definitely didn't acclimatise quick enough to its new environment, and that's what you're seeing there. I don't know if I've sprayed this plant for pests. This one looks like it was attacked by thrips. I mean, she looks like she's got chicken pox. It's really quite sad, like even on the back, look. Oh, it's so sad. Yeah, but we all know, well, anyone that's gone down the rabbit hole of anthuriums, a lot of people say that this is a very difficult plant. And I have watched some videos just so I could get a little bit more information on this plant. A lot of people are saying that 6 months is when I should expect this plant to fully acclimatise to my home, to its new environment. Again, it's in a chunky aeroid mix. Let me take it out actually. Oh. So yeah, it's in a chunky aeroid mix. I have noticed it's very thirsty. The roots are looking good. Are they? Yeah, they're okay. I might have to, oh no, we're looking at we're looking at some good roots. We are. I definitely use great white on this plant because when all of these plants arrived, they were in sphagnum moss, and I left them in the sphagnum moss thinking, okay, it's probably best just to acclimatise them slowly, like not disrupt them. But in hindsight, I think I should have just repotted them straight away. I almost lost the roots on this plant. I had to trim a lot of the roots off of quite a few of these plants. But yeah, this one definitely, I don't know. I'm just being very, very patient with this plant because, I mean, usually if I had a plant that looked like that, it would be in the hallway. Basically, like plants, I would not be like viewing this plant every day. I'd want to put it somewhere where I wouldn't have to see it so often, which I know sounds really bad, but you know, sometimes they do need to be banished for being naughty. She's not being naughty. No, it's just acclimatizing. So, yeah, this is my Anthurium warocqueanum. I don't know if I told you that. The queen. And she will, hopefully I'll have some better news, some good updates for you in 3 months' time on this plant. I'm really hoping that she gets better. So I did do a little research. I mean, obviously I've been trying to do as much research for this plant in particular. The others have been adapting quite easily. So I checked out, obviously the plant is from Central America. Is it Ecuador and Colombia? I think I had a look at the kind of, you know, what the climate is like. So it's generally really hot, like 25, what was it, 27 centigrade. I don't know what that's in Fahrenheit. And high humidity, but the humidity being much higher in the winter months. So that's good, because that will at least match the humidity here in the UK, because it's also a lot higher here in the winter because it's raining all the time. Anyway, yeah, let's stop staring at her now. Let's move to better things. This is my Anthurium veitchii. Looking gorgeous up there. She's getting some natural sunlight. Or he, I should probably call it he, because it is the king. I did put a pole, I taped a pole to the back of this pot, and I've just strung it up because it was just leaning forward. And actually, since I've done that, this new shoot, which has been hanging about, this new leaf that's coming, I don't know if you can, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Yeah, this new shoot here, it's been like that. Well, it was much smaller, but it was there for ages, for 2 months easily. But it's suddenly just popped up a little longer since I taped this pole on. So I'm really hoping that we get a new leaf pretty soon. It's a shame I didn't have a new leaf to show you today, but it will be coming soon. And yeah, I must say that this one has been very easy. Although we've not had any new leaves, it has just been really such a breeze to take care of. I've not had to do anything special. It is in pure pond with a reservoir in no drainage. And yeah, between the king and the queen, the king is much, much easier. Let's move on to, I can't wait to get to this guy. This is my Anthurium luxurians dark form, and check out that new leaf. And it's still not hardened off, and I think it's as big, if not bigger, than the leaf before it. Which was the leaf before it? I think it was this one. Yeah. So this is the first leaf that grew in my care, and which is why I'm so excited about this leaf and that I get to show you it. Let me just pop her here. Oh, I just love that corrugatedness about it, but check that leaf out. Look at the lobes. How big are those earlobes at the top? They're just crazy. So this plant, when I bought it, it actually had a new leaf, or it was gonna have a new leaf within like the first week. And I put it in the sun and went off to work, and it fried. It wilted and it fell off, and it was the saddest moment ever. So the plant was actually clearly upset with me for quite some time. And let me just show you the backs while I'm chatting. It was clearly upset with me and would not give me a new leaf, but I feel we're back on track. So I wanted to just show you this part of the plant, which is really interesting. It's got like this kind of squareness about the stem, and then this really cute ruffling here. Look how corrugated it looks on the back. I mean, it's like the alocasia dragon scale, but which I did have. I don't think I have one anymore. I had quite a few, and I gave it away. Just kind of alocasias and me don't seem to get on. Look at the ruffles on that one. I love the ruffles. They're so cute. And look, the stem is just the most bizarre. It's just so square. Let me see. I just don't want to like whack. There we go. You can really see it now. Oh, and the leaf. So let's see. Is it? If I put my hands, I've got really big hands, so I really do have very big hands. So yeah, it's kind of just past my hand, that one. Should get a measuring tape out really. And this one, yeah, it's not quite as big as the last leaf, but has potential. Yay. Okay. Oh my gosh, yeah, I've just got to put her back now. Let's put you back. Let's move on to the last one. I think this is the last one. Oh my gosh. Another really easy Anthurium, the Anthurium pallidiflora. And this plant came with 3 leaves. I haven't lost any leaves. So this is one of the original leaves. She has some length to her. And then these 2 are also original leaves. This one grew in my care. She's not quite as long as this one, but I think this was like from a propagation. So this was the original leaf, like the eldest leaf. And then from that propagation, the other 2 came out. So, which would explain why they're smaller. And then this one, grown here in my home. Trying to get everything in shot. Yeah, she's really pretty. There's like, if I'm trying to also find, I don't know if you can see, there's like a silveriness to her, like a sheen. Really, really thick and smooth with this really risen margin. Really stunning plant. I just wish I had better lighting so I could show you that glimmer. When the sunlight is on this plant, that's when you really get to see it. Yeah, you can kind of see that she does have a silveriness about her. And then also, good news, we've got another leaf on the way. Oh my gosh, I can't actually believe how quickly this plant is growing. And this is a winter leaf, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of length we're going to get from that one. But I'm just amazed it's actually still growing. I am trying to keep the temperatures. The temperature today, well, the heater is off right now because I have a Dyson and it's very noisy. But I keep it set at 21, so it's generally between 21 and 22, like it all just, you know. And the humidity is actually quite low today. It's 65. That's the lowest that I've noticed since winter has started. It can be as high as 75 and as low as 60 in the winter. The summer obviously being much lower. And these guys have been here since the summer, so they got themselves through that really hot with low humidity spell that we had in the UK, in Europe, which is quite unusual for us guys to have such crazy heat. But they got through it, and now I'm just hoping I can get them successfully through winter. But yeah, that's all of them, guys. Which is your favourite out of that lot? Are there any of these plants that if you don't have anthuriums you would think of buying? And also if anybody has some advice, especially for that dude, if you have any advice for me with these guys, if you happen to have any of these anthuriums, do leave that in the comments down below. Not just for me, but also you also get to share with the rest of the family. Okay, I'm going to say my goodbyes. Last shot. Can you believe I almost forgot to show you the anthuriums I have in this box, which is really exciting. So let me just drag this box out and get the lid off. I can't actually believe that I almost forgot to show you what I've got propagating in this box. So I have this Anthurium forgetii dark form. Let me just put her there. And this came as a plant swap. And oh my gosh, it was the most gorgeous leaf. It was, at least the leaf that came with this plant has, as you can see, has died. It really struggled when it first got here, and it was just so sad. It just had the one leaf. The roots on this are really healthy. It arrived in sphagnum moss and I put it into pon. I did try putting it in sphagnum moss, and that's when the leaf really started to deteriorate. But and I also, when it first came, put it straight into a humidity box. But yeah, it just didn't like that journey at all. But now we have this beautiful new leaf, which has actually come from a separate shoot, which you can see. And I'm hoping I'll get a leaf from this. It looks like a shoot. Why is my camera not? Here we go. It's a bit better. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get a leaf from there as well. So it's looking like I've got two plants in this pot, which could be absolutely amazing. It was touch and go. I really didn't think I'd be able to get this plant to return. And I'm just so chuffed. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Have a look at her. She's so dinky. And absolutely adorable. Yay! So pleased. Well, there's really very little that I can tell you about this plant. I've had it about 3 months. Maybe just under 3 months actually. And with the plant swap, I also got some additional little gifts that I wasn't expecting. So in here I have some Anthurium bakeri, or bakeri, and he sent so many that I decided to do a bit of an experiment. So I've got this one which is in pon, and these were kind of quite weak looking seedlings to begin with. And I have one here which is in sphagnum moss on the top and then perlite at the bottom, and you can see those roots. Can you see them? Yeah, they're pretty lush. I actually need to repot these guys still, which is quite bad. Look at those roots there. So there's 3 plants in each pot. You can see there's quite a difference between those two. I actually did put these plants in my experiment video, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. But yeah, and then this one is in soil. They've all got leca balls at the bottom to act as a reservoir. Can I see any roots in there? I think I can actually. I think that's a root there. It's definitely got roots, because I mean, check out those leaves. Let's see all 3 of them together. And you can see, I don't know. I was thinking the sphagnum moss and perlite was the best results, but now looking at the soil, they are looking pretty strong. I most definitely use great white with these guys, and I also use great white on this one. So yeah, let's hope that they're going to grow into really nice strong plants. So okay, that now is all of them. I don't think I've forgotten anybody. So I hope that you enjoyed the little tour of my anthuriums, and do let me know which one was your favourite? Oh my gosh, which one is my favourite? It's definitely planning on buying more anthuriums. I'm finding them actually quite easy, and I'm loving how there's so many reasons why I love anthuriums. Firstly, I love that they're quite small and compact, but the leaves size up in such an interesting way. You know, from in the space of a week, it can start from this size to this size, and I'm just, oh. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please do give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that. And also switch on your notification bell, because I will be doing some additional videos, just some random ones, especially leading up to Christmas. But you will always find me here on a Sunday. So have a fabulous week, and I will see you here again very soon. Until then, bye.